Hi everyone, welcome back to Langlet. Today in this video, let's discuss what is a basic difference between a phrase and a clause. So before looking into the difference, the very difference between a phrase and a clause, so as how digits become the basic constituent of mathematics, let us constitute the building block of language. In English also, the alphabet or each and every letter in the alphabet constitute the basic building block. We know letters constitute words, and words may combine to form phrases. An extended version of a phrase may become a clause, and clauses comprises of sentences, and sentences constitute paragraphs into the text. So that is a progression that we can perceive in the development of language. So after understanding this progression, then it would be sensible to distinguish what is a very basic difference between a phrase and a clause. Let us understand first of all what is a phrase. A phrase is a group of words. First of all, let's understand that. Anyhow, when we discuss this progression, there should be a grouping of more than 2 or 3 words to form a phrase. So it is a group of words, but it does not have a proper subject-verb combination. But in a clause, it is a group of words that has a subject-verb combination, or a phrase is a group of words that doesn't have subject-verb agreement, while a clause is a group of words that has a subject and a predicate of its own. When we look at the classification of phrases, there are various types of phrases like noun phrase, adjective phrase, adverb phrase, prepositional phrase, various types of phrases we have. So looking at the very nature, we can understand whether it, for example, in the room, it is a prepositional phrase. Looking at the constituents of that particular phrase. Looking deeply into clause. Clauses we generally know as a group of words that has a subject and predicate of its own. And let us classify first of all this clause into 2. The main clause and the subordinate clause. The main clause has 2 and another terms that represent the very same concept: principal clause or independent clause. So main clause, principal clause and independent clause. These 3 terms represent the very same idea, the main clause. And on the other hand, we have the dependent clause or the subordinate clause. Just understand the concept of principal-subordinate relationship. Then keeping that in mind, we can understand what is a kind of relation between the main and the subordinate. Main clauses, as the term suggests, it is independent by itself. That means it need not depend on any other clause or any other part of a sentence for completing its meaning or the main idea. So main clauses are, in every sense of the term, is complete and independent. It expresses a complete thought. It is not at all fragmented. But when it comes to a subordinate clause, as the term suggests, it is dependent. It should depend on another main clause for completing its idea. It is abrupt. It is not complete. Alright, so main clause and subordinate clause. Main is complete while subordinate is incomplete. It is dependent while the prior category is independent. This is a major difference between these 2 classification. And looking at the main clause, there is no further classification, but in dependent clause we have 3 more prior classification, that is noun clause, adjective clause and adverb clause. In especially what is happening in noun clause is that what a noun does in a sentence, the very same function is being done by a noun clause in a sentence. It does the very same function of a noun. And looking at adjective clause, it does the function of an adjective in a sentence. And similarly, an adverb clause, it does the same function of an adverb in a sentence. So this is a 3 types of subordinate clause. Look at these examples of noun clause, adjective clause and adverb clause. So I hope that you understood the concept of phrase and clause in detail. We can easily distinguish them by looking at the very nature of the clause or the phrase. So before learning a clear-cut definition of that and looking at the examples, it would be sensible in understanding the concept well, and later looking at an example, then we can develop a definition of ours. Then later we can go for a clear-cut, well-defined explanation of that. So with this, let's wind today's session, the difference between phrase and clause. So we'll meet you in the next video. Thank you so much.